Tricks, waters above crypto. Today we're going to be going over this Bitcoin and crypto correction that we're seeing today. We're also going to go over some XRP dates coming up and a little bit of Gematria basics. We have a lot of new people that have joined the channel, and some people don't have any idea what Gematria is. And we're just going to give out some value today with some of the basic ideas and how it could be applied to these markets. Another thing I wanted to get into was thank you guys for the new subscribers. We jumped up quite a bit, getting very close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers before the end of the month. And I also wanted to let you guys know that when we get to 2,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away a free mastermind course. So if you guys can help, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. If you're interested in a free course, when we hit 2,000 subscribers, I'll be discussing how we could go about that giveaway. And in the meantime, let's just jump straight into the content. So today has somewhat of an important date, and I wanted to get into that a little bit. First and foremost, it is Monday, which is Moon Day, or lunes for the moon. And another thing that's interesting about this particular day, it is a 15th, so it's March 15th. And March is Mars, the planet Mars. So let's plug those into the Gematria calculator, and we have moon with the 15 connection to Mars, connection to 15, and 51. These ciphers match spot on. You have 57 in moon, 57 in Mars, 51 in Mars, 51 in moon, and then 15s match as well. So it is the 15th day in the month of March. And I believe that's a huge reason why we're seeing this price action that we're seeing today. And also something important was the correction right after hitting the all-time high. Yesterday was Pi Day, right? And we're going to break down a little bit how that Pi, the 3.14, how we've come about that number, and a little bit of the origin of the 3.14 for Pi. But I do think that it's interesting that we do have a 15th day landing on a Monday and in the month of March, all correlating with astrology. So I think that's pretty awesome. Another thing we'll get into is the basic Gematria code. I'll just start out with that really quickly to move into price action. So one of the ways that things are written out, I'm just gonna type in, a random word and show you guys. So if you go here to English ordinal and just hover over it, right? What you're seeing down here is the letters A through M and the letters N through Z, right? So you have 1 through 13 and then 14 through 26. And where is this Gematria originated from? It's originated from Kabbalah. So let's go over here to Kabbalah, just click the first one, and we'll see that it uses the same structure. It has a 26-letter code with A through C being 1 through 13, and then N through P being 14 through 16. Okay, it's the same setup. But anyways, let's just get back into English ordinal because we're going to be using English words. We're not using Hebrew. So, and in cryptocurrency was essentially invented around 12 years ago in the mainstream, and it has nothing to do with Hebrew. So that's why we're using English and the 4 base ciphers in English. Some people keep asking me about the importance of these ciphers and how they could be used in reverse. So if 38 comes up as 83 in another word, I tried explaining that in the last video. It's a mirror. Everything is a mirror, and I could break this down more a little bit in explaining this and how it works with just the basic purest cipher English ordinal when we're using English words, which we're using here on this channel. We're speaking English. English is the world language that we have. If a Japanese person talks to a Russian person, they speak in English, okay? And this is just something that people need to understand, is that the Jesuits in particular are helping the education, the development of education within the entire world. That's why all these presidents and all these top generals, all the royal family, every one of them went to Jesuit colleges and were part of Jesuit private schools as they were growing up. If you don't believe me, just go look it up for yourself. Anyone that wants to talk about Donald Trump is trying to save us from the no. Donald Trump is a Jesuit. He went to Fordham College in New York City, which is a private Jesuit university. Joe Biden is a Jesuit. He's from Scranton, Pennsylvania. He's attended Jesuit private schools his whole life. They all have. Even when you get into sports, entertainment, Hollywood, etc., they are all attending Jesuit colleges, Jesuit education, and particularly Jesuit secret societies. So with that getting off the table, if none of that makes sense to you, it's probably best that you don't watch this content, because we're trying to give out red pills here, red pills only. So anyways, let's get back into the 1 through 13 and 14 through 16. So the way that this would be written out a little bit further is you would break it down into 2. And if you could disregard these numbers real quick, I could kind of show you the way it would work. So A through G, remember 7 is important, it's very important, would be written 1 through 7. So it would look like this. Just pay attention right here. And then H through M would be written 6 back down to 1 because it's symmetrical. And this would be your left hand, or in Kabbalah, it would be the menorah. And then you have on the other side for N through Z the same exact thing. So you have 14, letter 14 being N, through T being 1 through 7, and then you would have, again, in reverse, you would have U through Z being written 6 back to 1. It's symmetrical in both ways. Now what you do is between 1 through 7 and to the 6, and in both go I know this sounds I'll be getting deeper into this in my mastermind content for people, my private content. If you're interested in the mastermind, I have my email in the description box. I'm going to be doing a lot more tutorials within there discussing the Kabbalistic code, Gematria. So anyways, if you take the 1 through 7 and you get all the prime numbers, you end up with, if you remove the prime numbers and you use the non-prime numbers, you get 6 plus 6, and then you would add on the other side 4 plus 4, and then you would also add 1 plus 1. The non-primes, okay? And what this gives you is 22. Now, all of this 22 goes up the menorah back into the 7, okay? The 7 is the key because it's the structure that connects it all into this symmetrical mirroring reality, or the as above, so below. And now we get 22 and we get 7, and the way that all works itself out is 22 divided by 7 equals 3.14285, etc., pi. So this is how we get to pi, okay? So I know that was a very quick, glazed over version of explaining this important day we had yesterday, but also again, the real pi day should probably be written as 722 or 22/7 in the rest of the world, which would be July 22nd. So yeah, again, we're using the calendar we're using is the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar being made at the time where the Roman Empire really got going in its world domination, and that's who the Jesuits are. They're the people that are helping out the Vatican as the essential manipulators of our reality as we know it today. Okay, take a sip of coffee. So with that being said, we went into breaking down pi. Yesterday was Pi Day according to the Gregorian calendar. The date was 3.14. Today is March 15th, right? Which is the 74th day. And we get the connection with March being Mars. And also we get the connection with it being Monday, which is the moon. In the month of March, we have the date being the 15th, and we have those matching in basically all the ciphers. Okay, moon also coming back to Jesuit with the 21, and that is our big connection to all of this that we're doing. All the work that we're doing here on this channel is exposing that. Now, I went over in my private mastermind this concept of having a dip moving into Monday today. And in the mastermind, I was explaining that we basically have never hit a new all-time high on Bitcoin over a weekend. All of these all-time highs were happening back here at 42,000 and over here on, I believe it was on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I could double check that real quick. So we have here, we have January 8th, right? January 8th was a Friday when we hit that new all-time high. Oh, sorry, I should have said when we broke out to new highs. My bad. So let's go back here. Let's make some fun here. So that was technically a breakout November 30th. Okay. That was a Monday, so that's in the clear. And then we have, I guess technically we have the January 8th high, but we want to see a break above the January 8th high, which was February 8th. Go figure. February 8th being on also a Monday, so that's interesting. And then we have the breakout that we just had, which happened on the 13th, which was a Saturday, right? So what happened, right? When we had this breakout of a new all-time high, I was kind of, there was a couple of red flags for me. One, the volume was really low. Number two, it was a breakout in the weekend, which CME futures is closed on the weekend. So I basically put all this together. Oh, and also the way that the breakout to the new all-time high was such a small move. It was only a 5.9% move. And typically when we break out to new highs, it's just massive. It becomes parabolic like it did here, right? We broke out to new highs on February 8th and it just basically skyrocketed and then moved on up. This is the first time we've had a new all-time high break on a weekend, and it's also the first time that we've had a new all-time high break down below previous highs. So this is a very special structure. And it's a big reason why I was saying it's April that we're going to be really celebrating. That's when I would get excited. Seeing this premature breakout in the middle of March was really awkward. And yeah, so CME opened last night and immediately the price started plummeting. Today we're seeing a little bit of a correction. So I would assume that this could get pulled back to the 21 moving average and then probably get a nice healthy bounce. Let's see really quickly, just some fibs, what we could do here. I don't want to get too deep into this. But okay, so yeah, we came back into the 786, which is the top of the golden pocket. Makes total sense. If we start closing dailies below this 52,000, that's when things get weird. So until then, I believe that this will just be a nice V-shaped recovery, maybe like that, into the 22nd of March. That date is still on my radar. So this dip, definitely anticipated. I'm happy about it. I believe everyone should be happy about it. If you don't have any Bitcoin right now, these are the days to be buying Bitcoin. Below 100,000. This is like a gift from the crypto gods. So one thing to note about dates is today would be the 74th day, I believe. 73rd day, excuse me. So in 2 days, on March 17th, would be the 75th day. and that is cryptocurrency. So there is potential for that day, which is also St. Patrick's Day, and we have a holiday. I believe the stock market will be open that day. I'm not entirely sure. I do know the stock market does play a role typically. If they're closed that day, that could help cryptos out quite significant. Excuse me. But all eyes for me are still on the 22nd. Now let's get into XRP. So XRP is definitely coiling up. Let me remove these drawings. Remove these. I mean, I could leave the, no, I don't want to keep the indicators don't really matter too much with XRP. So one of the things I'm looking out for is the 22nd of March on XRP. I've been talking about this for quite a while. This is when I expect it to break out of this structure and start heading back to the 60s, maybe 70-cent range. Has nothing to do with the SEC case. It has nothing to do with any of that shit. This is just technical, okay? People need to remove their emotions from all of the litigation stuff and start getting into the facts, which is the charts. The charts tell you the news before the news tells you it's lies. And the reason that 22nd matters to me is because this 22nd date. So not financial advice, but I believe that near the end of March is going to be really nice for XRP holders. Things will start moving up. And this all correlates in tandem with a lot of other things that we're seeing. So Ethereum, it's really just doing what it's been doing, you know? It's been, ever since it broke out in early January, it's been having these like weird rising wedge patterns, rising wedge patterns and then a breakout. Then this rising wedge pattern followed by a dump was a really interesting scenario. It definitely gave a nice backup opportunity. So this would be an SOS phase in Wyckoff. I go over this in my mastermind. This would be the backup phase, and then we're seeing we're seeing sideways movement to build support in the previous trading range. So I don't talk about Ethereum too much on this channel, one being because it's a good play, it's a safe play, but it's not necessarily an undervalued play in my opinion. When it comes to altcoins, I like undervalued plays. And I went over my hidden gem in my mastermind a couple days ago on a day that it was having a nice dip. So whoever took action on that in the mastermind, good job. You're probably happy today. But as for Ethereum, I still have a decode I'm working out on Ethereum. The things that I've decoded on Ethereum have more to do with dates in terms of price breaking out to new price and hitting certain prices on certain dates. There is a lot of Gematria you can do on Ethereum, and the dates, though, are just so interesting. Like a new all-time high after 666 days, and yeah, there's a lot of that going on with Ethereum. So I know when that one comes out, I know I'm going to have to separate the really in-depth content for my private clients, but I know I could come up with a value video for you guys here on YouTube. So anyways, I went over quite a bit of things. I hope this video was informative. If you guys are interested in the mastermind content, feel free to reach out to me. My email's in the description box. Got my Cash App in the description as well if you'd like to support my work. And enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. See you guys soon.